Hey everybody, this is herculespetix, founder, curator, docent, and gift shop employee of the herculespetix Academy of Comic Book Studies. Today we're going to be looking at Kukawy Comics, or Kukawy. I don't know how to pronounce it because I think this word is made up, like many of the words inside this comic. This was an underground from 1969, written and drawn by John Thompson. I don't know much stuff by John Thompson, but this stuff is kind of bonkers. It's, as the comics joint says, it's very inscrutable, and it totally is inscrutable. I basically, after reading this comic, while I was reading it, I just decided to enjoy the pretty pictures, because even the stuff that I could kind of understand was kind of silly nonsense stuff. But man, it's for like an example of just crazy, beautiful psychedelia. This is a great comic. I never heard of this. I just picked this up a month ago. I was intrigued by the cover, and then when I started flipping through it, I was like, whoa, this is the mother lode of weirdness, as you can see by the cover here. I like this, how it's in this issue. Blah, 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 blah. Some nonsense language. Guys, look at this shit here. I don't know if this is a self-portrait of him, but this is just, oh my God, that's incredible. This is beautiful shit. So now we start the actual comic. So basically, this is the tale of Kukawy, which is Greek for Cyclops. This guy. It's not really a story, though. It's barely a story. And we start off with basically like the Greek origin myth. We see in the beginning was the void. The earth arose. Earth is personified by Ge. And then he has this fake language in parentheses. So all these characters have like their English name and then this made up language. So she gave birth to Uranus. Uranus married his mother. They bore other children. But then he grew jealous of his children, just like the Greek myth. God, this thing he does with the hair. I love this stuff. This total spaghetti. Crazy spaghetti here. So Kronos, one of the other children, castrated his own father, Uranus, and threw the organ into the sea. And then the first drops of that gave birth to Kukawy, the Cyclops, and the Titans and the Furies. These first few pages are the only ones that kind of have some kind of linearity to them. Tells us more about the gods. And then he says, in 1781, Herschel discovered Uranus, the planet. And that represents Aquarius. So in 1781, apparently we entered the Aquarian age. And so that's basically the Cyclops is the symbolic protagonist of the coming age. So then he even says, so on the next 12 pages, Kukawy makes his annual visit to each zodiacal sign. And this is when I totally tuned out. Because even the stuff you can understand, there's a lot of English words in here. But it's just like stupid astrological nonsense, It's just like, oh God, this is like reading a Jack T. Chick track to me, Just silliness, but who cares? Just turn off your mind and let it float downstream. Because look at this, just so much great, weird little panels. The gist of this is they, every astrological sign, they tell you what's the corresponding Hebrew tribe, which is the corresponding angel, the Old Testament prophets, the 12 apostles, the metal, just connecting all this stuff, all this hoo-ha, And I see this guy. I don't know who he is. Born in 1688, apparently. There's some more of that amazing drawing. Womb, man, and man. God, this guy's such a hippie. I bet he got so laid, though, this guy. Spouting this stuff. at the protests. So we have the next, Pisces. We see once again all the corresponding things to that. Mars. And then, even when it's in English, it's kind of nonsensical. Pretend velvet tone. And we see this crazy image here. And then here we just have a bunch of letters and numbers. So I think it's maybe saying something. B4, I8, I am BN, BZ, CN, GM, and NIC, C2? I don't know. This is just like some encoded message to, the age of Aquarius. So we continue through the months of the signs of the zodiac, interrupted by these kind of full-page pinups, which are all pretty freaking cool. These are just the kind of shit that I love about underground comics, like indecipherable yet beautiful drawings. Love this guy right here. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I like it. There's Gemini. And on this page, this doesn't have anything to do with the astrology. Knife, wife, life, strife, fife, patterns. This is groovy, man. Groovy. I love this kind of weird stuff here. It's almost like blueprints for machinery or something. The way it mixes with this three-dimensional panel. Oh, it's just so trippy. This makes me want to do LSD again. Here's another one like that. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. That would be great if there was some like mystic type dude or lady who could just do a whole treatise on this and explain everything. Even though I have a feeling the explanations would still make me go, well, that's dumb. Like this weird robot guy made of Pisces fish, jelly bean legs, pitcher of wonder. He's got a pitcher for a torso. God, what the fuck was he on? Here's another one of those cool things. Who can understand such devices? And it seems as the comic goes on, there's just more and more like nonsense words. And even when it is in English, it's just more like just kooky, almost like word salad. Like he has aphasia or something. I like this panel here. This is just high surrealism. Kind of reminds me of Hieronymus Bosch too. Oh, there's some more of that spaghetti here. That's just incredible. I wonder how long it took that guy to do like that panel. The inking is superb. It's like all the fine little lines he fills in here. So a lot of it is kind of like spouting this like quasi-mystical stuff. But then we see this guy here who just says, our prison stood at the edge of the fortress grounds, close to the fortress wall. And we don't see that guy again. I just noticed there's a Picasso cow there. I don't know if that's from Guernica or something. It's so weird. Like, I don't know what he's trying to say. It's almost like he's trying to talk about everything. He has 24 pages in this comic, and he's like, I've got to talk about everything I've ever thought in my life or ever learned. Here we see Milton and Blake in a kind of 69 position, but, well, it's not nasty. They're just head to toe. I don't know if they're saying that they're opposed, diametrically opposed. like this one. See that guy's face? Every time you turn it, it's the same face. It looks like the map of a country, though. Some island, some weird island. Almost like, it almost seems to be like MC Escher stuff, even though it's not playing with dimensions or anything. And after finishing up all of the astrological signs, it's finally the end. That's like some Dave Sheridan level, beautiful little pointillism there. This one too. And then it says, the end is time to return to the beginning. So like some of these almost read like little things that might have been on posters back in the early 70s. For every sunset, a sunrise. Inside desire is the root of motion. All dancing in the media of space-time. Space-time matter. Oh, you are alive as being is all, as God, as infinite is me. Hi, pal. I love this fake writing he has here. Kind of reminds me of Rick Griffin, but it's very different. It's not like he's just ripping off that style. There's some definite Bosch, Hieronymus Bosch stuff. And now he's just totally, I think there's no English in here. Yeah, it's just this made-up language. So you can guiltlessly now enjoy the art. And, you know, because I felt guilt, like, I almost was like, oh, I don't want to read any more of this Zodiac shit. But I, you know, of course I did, even though it made no sense. But I just trudged through it. And I was like, okay, I'm just reading the words of an aphasiac. This page, though, I fucking love this page. Not only because all the spaghetti hair, but man, the eye is so good in all of these. Especially that one. That's just amazing, expressive eyes. Even though they're pretty cartoony. Oh, this page. I would love that to be a poster. And now we do get some like one-page posters. In fact, Comics Joint says that this was made into a poster, this one, Hope. Though I would have picked the other ones. This is pretty cool, I guess. It's a little too cluttered and weird. But I like these ones. This almost looks like those Celtic borders. What was that guy, Jim Fitzpatrick in the 70s? He always did that kind of shit. But it's different, obviously. Like, I don't think this design is Celtic. Pretty fucking groovy, though. But this is my favorite. This is the one that should have been a poster. This is just really nice. Yeah, I guess that looks kind of Celtic, right? The little knotted, whatever it is. And then I like this. Like, then he shows that, like, oh yeah, but I'm still a cartoonist. I don't just make this hippy dippy trippy shit. I can do like an underground cartoon. Of course, it has like a kind of cryptic, inscrutable nature to the gag. So we see this guy. I guess it's God. He says, fishing season is here again. He baits his hook, and he's gonna run down to the river of life to go fishing. So he throws his hook in. He's puts a worm on it, and he says, "On the hook of desire." Meanwhile, we see all these goofily drawn fish. This almost looks like a totally different artist. It's hard to believe this is the same guy. And they're all thinking various things. I guess this represents humans, you know. Hare Krishna, sex, love, power, peace. And everyone sees the hook as something different. Look, it's wealth, peace, food. And one of them chomps down, and God has a nice little meal. And God is happy and content. And the fish in its belly is saying, "Oh no, I found oneness with God." That's a pretty good line. And then we see that same end logo. I love this. The end of that fish. That's so silly. Oh, here's another crazy one. Like the hair is even more dense in this one. But that face is just crazy. And then all these like crazy bubbles around her. Ay vey, where's this guy been all my life? And then we have a pretty groovy back cover too. And nice stuff. I guess this guy has a bunch of other comics, and now I have to get them because this is the reason why I really love Undergrounds. Well, one of the reasons. I like them for their complete degeneracy sometimes, but then I also like them for their inscrutable nature, where I'm just like, who the fuck was this guy? Why did he draw this? How did he draw this? How many drugs was he on? You know, it's just amazing to me. This is why I love Underground Comics. It's not like, obviously not a good read. It's not like you're going to come away from this being like, wow, what a great story. I'm satisfied. But it satisfies some other part of the brain, I guess. Maybe the lizard part of my brain. So hope you guys liked looking at this. I sure hope you did, because some of that art is insanely good. And I hope to see you next time here at the Herculespetix Academy of Comic Book Studies.